Happy Sunday, everyone. Today we celebrate the 7th Sunday in Ordinary Time, Year C. Our Gospel reading today invites us to reflect on this great challenge of Jesus, a great challenge to be His disciples. Jesus says, "Love your enemies, do good to those who dislike you, bless those who speak ill of you, and pray for those who mistreat you. Be merciful just as your heavenly Father is merciful." We all know how difficult it is to do that. But we trust that we cannot do it without God's help, without the grace of God, without realizing how difficult it is to realize that God's grace within us enables us to do what Jesus invites us to do in the Gospel today. Jesus' invitation to love even those who mistreat us goes against our natural feelings of irritation, anger, and it seems like Jesus is asking too much of us. However, what Jesus is really asking of us is to be all that grace enables us to do. And that grace is within us. We have been given that grace through our baptism. By our baptism, we have been given a share in the life and in the love of God. Jesus has become our brother, and we are all children of God by that grace of baptism. We have a divine life within us, and that divine life should enable us to live as Jesus lived, to be Christ-like, if you will. Jesus asks us to learn to live by this new life we have been given through our baptism. And because of that grace, we can be merciful as our God who is merciful. Jesus has shown us how to love and how to forgive those who anger us, who hate us, who irritate us, those we consider our enemies. St. Francis of the Sales recommends small practices to help us remember the strength of that divine life that we have within us. St. Francis de Sales suggests that we begin the day with a short prayer of awareness. Something like, "My God, you are here loving me today. Help me to remember you are with me as I go through the day." Then talk with God about the grace we need to deal with people who irritate us, those who mistreat us, those who treat us unfairly, those who injured us. And then during the day, when we know we will meet such a person, ask God for help so that we may positively relate to those people. And ask for forgiveness for the times when we forget to ask for God's help and we failed because we tried to do it our own ways. In the evening, thank God for the times when we recognize that His grace, God's grace, has made us strong. And when our prayers make us more aware of God's loving presence each day, we will become more dependent on that grace of love and life of God, that divine life of God within us. Then the challenge that Jesus offers us the invitation that Jesus throw out to us in the gospel today to love our enemies is not so impossible for us to try to meet. We can say we meet all those challenges because we trust in God who lives within me.